Record, not record.
Hey,
Hi, everyone. This is Teresa.
and this is Christina.
Welcome to Spirited Politics. Christina just froze right when that happened. You froze. It's okay. I filled in for you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, wow. This has been having as much success starting as a SpaceX launch.
Well, things just happen sometimes.
Things just happen sometimes. I mean, we should be giving this guy all of his government contracts, especially with his rocket ships exploding in the air.
Yeah, well, that just happens sometimes, according to our friend.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it happens, right?
just happens.
Well, oh my gosh, we've had a lot of stuff going on, haven't we?
Yes, Christina. How's your neck of the woods doing?
Oh, doing okay, doing as well as possible. Out here, we're recovering from pretty major surgery, but trying to, keep up to date on what's going on enough, but also take a break enough so that I can allow myself to heal without going insane.
Yep, that's pretty much is that fine balance, right?
Right.
Keeping a pulse of what's happening, what baloney is being thrown at us at the same time of what's really happening.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I don't want to, I want to make sure my healing isn't impeded, but that's also want to stay definitely in tune with what's going on here because there are so many new developments. I feel like every new day brings some next level craziness.
Yes. I was going to show you a post that one of my friends posted today.
Please.
And this is now what's happening is beginning to hit the people. That shit has hit the fan and now the people are beginning to feel it. So let me show you. Now, luckily she's a hard-working, lady that's, been very dedicated, middle class lady. So we're not talking about the poor of the poor here. Okay? Do you see my screen, Christina?
Yes.
Okay, she goes, I just got a call from my pharmacy yesterday. I take two prescriptions daily. One of them was up for refill. Normally it costs me the same drug $9 for 90 days. Simple. Now try $300 for no warning of the change. According to our Medicare advanced plan, so that means that she has two plans. She doesn't
Okay.
just have Medicare, she's actually paying for another plan on top of that, and it could be from $100 to $800 extra a month, okay? According to our Medicare Advantage
Wow.
plan, this drug has been dropped from this formula and now is $300.
Unbelievable.
Yes. Neither,
Wow.
yeah, the insurance has simply, you know, there's no reason for this. You know, isn't that sad?
It's really sad. I mean, um, yeah, the American people, I mean, he ran on a platform of lowering costs, um, ending the war on day one. And yeah, he ran on a platform too of anti-immigration,
Mm-hmm.
anti-immigrants. Obviously, there's one immigrant who he's very fond of, who actually is the one taking all our jobs.
Taking the
But
chainsaw to it.
I mean, eggs are rapidly rising. Most of the grocery stores I'm at now, eggs are, about $15 a dozen. And I realize, we have a bird flu situation that we're dealing with as well, but shutting down the CDC, not posting any new information about that. I mean, it's just the level of incompetence here is
I mean,
it's unparalleled.
we pay taxes. We have a right to have a safe government where we can jump on a plane, don't have to worry about it crashing. We can drive down the street without a spaceship or a ship or a rocket coming down and killing us,
Right?
or being able to afford eggs, or being able to work all your life and go to the pharmacy and paying $9 for a drug that you need from your doctor. We're not asking for too much.
No, no, we're not asking for too much. And I mean, most of the money here that the people that they're getting rid of, um, now they're getting rid of
Yeah.
veterans benefits, veterans workers. I mean, I don't know how anyone can simultaneously post a flag that says support the troops and support Trump at the same time.
No. And there are areas in our government where we can improve. There is a lot of waste spending that happens, okay? But I mean, for the basic of for a retired person to be able to go to the, pharmacy and be hit with a $300 bill, that's a lot of money for 90
Right,
days. Maybe that's if you're a billionaire, maybe that's just chunk change. But for the average person, $300 is a lot. $15 for eggs is a lot of money.
right.
And I think that we're not asking for much. We're asking for the simple things of being what makes America great is we wake up every morning and we live in a free country and we can kind of predict what's going to happen. We don't live in a third world country like Africa.
No. Um, and I mean, just all of this now, I mean, proportionally, we're looking at what's happening right now. It's looking like Trump's on the path to close the Department of Education, which legally he should not be authorized to do without Congress. Um, and the people who benefit the most from federal funding to their education are red states. So pretty soon, Trump voting states as a majority are going to be the ones hardest hit by all of this.
Yes. So,
So, and it looks like the latest thing is a potential government shutdown.
yeah, looking forward to that.
Well, I think sadly, because the Democrats, they don't seem to be really united in any kind of plan. I mean, so disappointed in the majority of the Democratic leadership, except for Bernie. He's going out right now and he's starting rallies and he's getting town halls and he's really out there trying to engage voters.
Mhm.
But it sounds like a lot of Democrats are going to vote with the Republicans to avoid a government shutdown. I mean, either way, it's a kind of a pick your poison moment. There's no easy answer, but collectively get together and demand some concessions for helping Republicans bail themselves out, right?
You know what thing I noticed when he had his State of the Union? I realized that he's a really bad communicator.
Oh,
And so I actually kind of took a step back and I read I had to re-listen to it. And I think what he's trying to do, now if he said it in a different way, I think more Americans could be more on board with his plan. His idea is to bring tariffs, to cause all tariffs with Canada, Russia, and China. Okay? But what he's trying to do is get more products starting to be made here in America. Okay? Now, if he said, I'm going to put tariffs on these three countries, Mexico, Canada, and China, because we want more products to be made here, I think we could understand that better. I think we could wrap our brains around his idea. But unfortunately, the way he's doing it is it's going to hurt the average American before it benefits us. And
Right.
most Americans live on a day-to-day basis, except you're a billionaire or a multimillionaire. We're literally living paycheck to paycheck. Let's be honest. We are surviving. We have safety nets that we've always had. We had unemployment, we've had social, programs out there that if we have hard times, you know, and one of the things I heard the other day was that we're going through a detox. We're going through a detox of the Biden economy, and that we're going to be suffering for right now. I'm sorry. Why do we need to suffer?
Right. Right.
We live in the richest country, one of the richest countries. Why does the average American have to suffer?
Well, I mean, that's the thing too. If billionaires paid their fair share in Social Security and income tax, we could solve the national debt. But because we have a bunch of rich billionaires running the government, that's the problem. Trump, I don't think, is doing this. I think he's trying to weaken Canada to a point where Canada concedes and becomes part of the US. And that would then grant the United States access to Canada's vast reserves of wealth.
But you know what I
I
heard?
don't know. What's that?
I heard that Canada could become the biggest blue state that we've ever seen.
They would probably, gosh, I don't know. I don't think Canadians want this, though.
No, I mean I love Canadians. Let's first say I love Canadians, okay? And that's always my ticket. If I ever need to go somewhere, that's where I'm going.
Right,
But I love Canadians and I love Canada as a country. They don't need to be bullied around.
right.
Also with Mexico. I love Mexico. Mexico is a great country, but they can have their own country. They have a right to.
Exactly.
Like we have the right to wake up in a safe America. The one thing that really I'm kind of scared of is when we start getting rid of all the social services, okay, Medicare, food stamps, our crime is going to go way up in the sky,
Yeah.
because people have to feed their families.
Yeah, and I think, if things descend into enough chaos, I truly hope it's not the case, but I think there's a part of Trump who wants this country to descend into chaos. So then he just declare martial law and do whatever it is that he wants.
Hmm.
So that's my concern.
Well, isn't it fun?
What has there been anything that you've been hearing or intuitively? I mean, right now I'm the the good news I know with all this is I feel like a lot of people are really starting to wake up and realize just how bad it's getting.
Yes.
The downside of that is how bad is it going to get, and at that point, will it be too late? Um, do you have any inklings or intuitions about that?
So I have some interesting thoughts.
Okay.
I've heard people talk about how all of our souls have signed up for this.
Okay.
Okay. And I think there's a time for us to really reflect on what we really want as a country and to heal the wounds that need to be healed.
Okay.
And we really need to decide and I'm kind of curious. I am kind of curious of what's the tipping point. What's going to really be the last straw when we see everyone on the streets, out there protesting? And I think I'm kind of curious to see how that's going to look and where we're going to go with that. If
Okay.
if we completely fall apart, I mean, if we completely, utterly fall apart, we're going to be okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really do think that we're going to be okay. I think we really need to kind of to see how fortunate we are to live in a country
Right.
where we can jump on a plane and we know it's going to land safely. We can
Right.
walk down the street without a rocket coming down on our head. We can go to the store and we can predict how much the eggs are going to be, you know. Um, I think that's what we just have to kind of run through that process right now, you know. I had this one thought that I wanted to share with you, and
Yeah.
I've heard some spiritual people saying, you know how we always say, send them light? Send them
Yeah.
light. And then I'm beginning to hear some spiritual people saying, instead of sending them light and love, to send all light workers light. Because what their theory is that muskrat and terrible Thumper and Thumper, you know who I'm talking about, the orange Kool-Aid man, um, is that they're actually energy hoggers. They actually feed off of that. What are your thoughts on that?
That completely makes sense. Um, that completely makes sense to me because I think there are some people who, I mean, you've got your average, more benevolent people sometimes, like, your run-of-the-mill energy vampires where they kind of feed off other people's energy and they're draining people, but it's largely through um maybe their own insecurities. I think with somebody like Musk, and this was extremely concerning to me. He said on the Joe Rogan podcast recently that the greatest weakness of Western civilization is empathy.
Hmm.
Um, Empathy, which I would consider a person's greatest strength, or one of them, compassion, the ability to to care, the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes. And this is the richest and some may argue the most powerful man in the world right now saying that this is the world's biggest weakness. That to me not only shows someone with a complete and total disregard for the suffering of other people, but when you refer to like like the energy vampire, someone who actively feeds off of human suffering, for
Mm-hmm.
him to go on and with a chainsaw and brag about cutting jobs, cutting whole bureaucracies, to take joy and pleasure in that while having zero disregard for the consequences to human beings, their children, their families. This is Republicans, Democrats, independents, people of all nations, I mean, I don't want to say all nations because they're American federal workers, but all nationalities, um, going after everybody and just taking pleasure in the widespread destruction and downfall of of human life
Mm-hmm.
and human dignity. And that to me is so dangerous.
Yes.
And that to me is the hallmark of a fascist.
And then
And
actually, there's been reports that he's actually been crying this week because he's realizing that people hate him because his stocks are going down.
oh, so we're supposed to feel what he considers the greatest weakness for him. So he's crying because people hate him. I mean, oh my God.
Yeah, that was a report today that he is actually, that's why Trump did his commercial for Tesla on in front of the White House
Oh
is
my
because
God. I did not know this. Trump did a commercial for Tesla.
yes, it was a very bad week for Tesla, and their stock has dropped terrible. I don't know the numbers, but very bad. And Trump went in front of the White House and bought a brand new Tesla, a red one, to
See,
make
there's no conflict of interest there.
no, and talk about like working hard. I mean, I'm so glad Dumber and Dumber have the time to buy a Tesla when the Making America Great Again.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
it's basically a commercial and that reporters caught the notes that Trump had on Teslas to talk about, like talking points of like the talking points of Tesla. And he actually did this in front of the White House this week. Now you know if Biden or any Democrat president did this, they'd be crucified. They'd be put in jail. They would
Yeah.
be like, you know,
Oh, we would never hear
immobile.
the end of it from MAGA.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll send you the video of it. It's
Oh, I
very fun.
can't wait.
Yeah, and he's sitting in you see Elon like this.
Wow. Because I'm sure Elon's wealth is suffering terribly. I mean, maybe he went down from 400 billion to 300 billion, and nobody can live on 300 billion alone.
And I think he's just so out of touch. He doesn't realize like and I think a part of Elon, I think he has some disabilities where he's not able to understand human emotions. I know I'm being serious,
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I know.
you
I
know.
had a little joke in my mind about his alien overlords didn't program him correctly before they sent him here. But
Yeah.
yes, I would say that he does have some disabilities in terms of understanding human emotion.
And that's I mean, he's brilliant in so many ways, but at the same time, have to understand like firing someone is just not a number, it's a person,
Right.
actual human being that most of us, if I have never had to fire someone, thank God, but if I ever had to, it would be torture because I know what that would be.
Right.
It's more than just a number. It's not just a digit on a piece of paper. It's someone's livelihood. It's the
Because
family.
you have empathy.
Yeah. I would do everything possible to keep them. And, it's important that, these are federal workers that keep the government going. Yes, there are some waste that takes place. Yes, there are some, jobs that, we don't need. But at the same time, we need to be less, there's a place for everyone. You
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, it's a fun times, right?
I was going to ask you, I know that you just got this really cool new deck,
Yes.
and I was curious to see yes, what is the name of that Tarot of the Divine? Okay.
Yes, Terror of the Divine, Under the Moon. Yes. And I will show you a link. I can share the link with everyone.
Okay.
It's really cool. This is a lady that she is a mixed race woman that she's from California, and she's come up with a tarot deck that has all kinds of mystical stories that go with a tarot deck.
Cool.
So let me just do a quick reading here. I kind of shuffled already before I read your mind, but I read your mind. So let me just do a quick shuffle. Let's see here. Let's do past, present, and future for
Okay,
you.
that sounds good.
Okay. Okay. The first card that came out was, oh, interesting, upside down. And this is the Ace of Cups,
Okay.
reverse. Okay.
Reverse Ace of Cups.
So, and then let me look at this. So, normally the Ace of Cups is for overwhelming. It's a number one card. It also is overflowing, that it's full of water, it's full of joy, it's full of happiness. And I think we're all kind of right now just kind of freaking out. So that's what's happening in the past is we're kind of weighing through of, emotions. We're talked about emotions, about Elon, you know,
Okay.
and we're talking about our, feeling fearful and, really following. And it's also a time for us to follow within. Okay, our second card, so our present card. I'm kind of doing this all kind of crazy right now, but that's okay. Okay, this is the Nine of Swords.
Okay.
And this is a card that means worry, guilt, and angst. So we're all kind of worried about what may happen.
Perfect card for this moment.
Yeah. And this is a family that's, you can kind of see the family
Yeah.
and the dad that is like to being tortured. He's just shamed. He has his hand over his face. And he's like, honey, I don't, and it's almost like you can see him like, honey, I don't know what to do,
Mm,
you know? Yeah. So that's
yeah,
what
that's
happened.
that expression. I think that sums us up for for us good people who are worried about what's going to be happening next.
Yeah. And the wife or the mother is looking above for the answer. She knows that justice is, and it's almost like justice is going to be coming, and she's asking for help from the gods. Interesting, huh?
Yeah,
Okay, our last card. And this is our
the future.
so what is the future? What do we have to look forward to? Okay. Nine of Cups.
Okay. The Nine of Cups. Okay. What
It's
does the
a
Nine of Cups
symbol
mean?
of joy and fulfillment. It is feeling happiness and realizing your dreams and are coming true.
Hopefully that doesn't mean that their dreams are coming true.
No, 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 no. It's our dreams. These are the times of the people. It's
Perfect.
time for us to start as we're worried and we're wondering what the future may bring. We need to start dreaming about the future ahead of us. What do we want in our future?
I love that.
Do we want it to be the way it was? Or do we want to rebuild the new world? Do we want it
Mm,
to be all about the rich or about the people?
New world, baby.
So, below, people that are watching this, tell us what your dreams of the future America is.
I like
Is
that.
it the Trump America or is it the people of America? Because we are the people.
That's right. That's right, damn it.
Yes. Anything else, Christina?
I think I'll leave us on a high note.
All right. So let's dream of the America that we want, where we
Yeah,
can wake up and we can predict. And at the end of the day, Republicans and Democrats, we want the same thing. We want a safe America. We want our kids to be educated. We want to have a good retirement. We want a roof over our head, and we
food
want
on
to
the
be able
table,
to buy eggs
safety.
at the store.
Yep, damn right.
Yes. And we don't want too much. We want simple things.
Right, right. Good people are not selfish. We want enough for everybody. We want everybody to have a seat at the table.
Yes, and that's what makes it beautiful about our faith is that we can all manifest a new tomorrow.
I like that.
There's plenty to go around for everyone.
There's, there is plenty to go around for everyone, you know?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all work hard. We live in a beautiful country, and we need to continue to keep that and reflect. And even though that we're worried, just know that there's a new tomorrow ahead of us.
I'll keep picturing it up here.
Yes. All right, Christina, it was good talking to you.
It was good talking to you, my friend. Thanks
Once
for
again,
another
thanks for joining us for another Spirited.
politics.
Bye bye.